Yo, what's going on guys, Daredevil here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're going to be talking about a new leaked hero, Daredevil, along with more leaks for Ultron that confirm all his abilities and how he's going to become the Season 2.5 hero. So, first of all, XOX Leak has revealed that in the game files in Season 2, there is now a new mention of a brand new hero, Daredevil. And this is a trustworthy leak, since so far, all the heroes in the game are heroes that have been leaked. And Daredevil finally popping up after we've just recently got the Daredevil Born Again series is pretty cool. Now, there was no mention of his role, but it's most likely that he will be a duelist just based on his overall design. But there was one ability that's mentioned in the files, and this is his passive, and it's translated from Chinese, and it's called Spherical Clipping. Now, if I'm being honest, I think this has been translated horribly and basically just doesn't tell us a thing as what it actually means. If you have any idea, do let me know. But as we know, Daredevil has heightened sensors. That would be cool if it would allow him to maybe see invisible people, or maybe some kind of aspect of seeing through walls, similar to the Punisher. I mean, I feel like it's just a go-to for Daredevil, and it's most likely that he will be a duelist, a nice up-close and personal melee duelist, maybe with a few ranged attacks. So drop your ideas for Daredevil in the comments. We might see him sooner rather than later, especially with the hype around the new Daredevil series. It'd be cool if they dropped him at the same time as Blade. But we have more leaks for Ultron. We have voice lines that confirm the abilities that were leaked, which then confirms his role and exactly how he's going to play, along with the lore that will actually bring Ultron as a playable character, since he is currently the Season 2 villain. So first of all, how are we going to get Ultron in Season 2.5, even though Ultron quite clearly is the main bad guy who is invading Krakoa in Season 2, and he has his entire army to destroy Krakoa? Well, all has been revealed. So, in the lore, Ultron combines with the Cerebro, which is Professor X's helmet that enhances his telepathic powers, along with many other things like seeking out mutants. And Ultron combines with the Cerebro and becomes Xtron, which we can see here, and then he flees to Arocco, the other living island that's currently missing in the time stream entanglement. But one of the gallery cards in Season 2 says that seeing the lifeless original Ultron gives Tony Stark an idea. Maybe it's time to fight fire with fire. What this means is Tony Stark is going to build his own Ultron and upload Jarvis or his own technology into his own version of Ultron to help him fight back against the evil Ultron. And if you wanted any proof, this is an upcoming Season 2 gallery card that we saw in the Season 2 early access, and you can't really see it, but if we enhance it right now, you can see this is Tony Stark uploading from his suit into an Ultron drone. That's right, this is how we get Ultron. He's being uploaded from Tony's suit, so it looks like it's going to be some version of Jarvis in a way, but of course, it will become Ultron, and we have voice lines for him when he's a playable character in Season 2.5, and this confirms his role and his abilities, which we'll also take a look at. So XOX Leak revealed an entire list of voice lines, and I'll put them all up on screen right now if you want to pause and read through them yourself, but I wanted to focus on some specific voice lines. So one of the voice lines is "You live because I allow it." Now this voice line will most likely be triggered when Ultron is healing his teammates, because Ultron is going to be a strategist based on the leaks, and these upcoming voice lines pretty certainly confirm it. We then see "Serve your creator," "Reinforce or destroy," "Go my children," "Seek and repair." These voice lines seem to all be voice lines for when he uses his abilities, which allow him to send out more Ultron drones that can then link to your teammates and heal them over time. So him saying something like "seek and repair" is quite clearly sending out a drone to automatically heal your teammates. There's also another voice line that says "Energy overflowing. My drones are fully loaded." Once again confirming he will have drones that can go out and help. And this is referencing his ultimate, obviously meaning his ultimate is fully charged, and his ultimate will allow him to unleash multiple drones, and this quite clearly is a reference to that, saying he has the energy ready to summon his mass army of drones, which we'll get into. And even one that says Ultron is designed to save the world, which is not usually what we hear Ultron saying. So this version of Ultron that we're getting in Season 2.5 will be a strategist, and this confirms it. And it seems like maybe he will still have evolved beyond his programming, especially since he says, "I've outgrown Stark and Pym," but the Spider doesn't even have a mute button. So I think he's still going to be the very violent, aggressive Ultron, but he's still designed to help your teammates and heal them. It's also cool that Hank Pym is mentioned, so maybe we get him in the lore as well, helping Tony build it, or he's just referencing an alternate reality. So those voice lines seem to be our confirmation for the leak, and everything really does add up. His primary fire being the Encephalo Ray that fires a burning energy beam, and his ability is like Imperative Patch, where he commands a giant drone to follow an ally, constantly healing allies in its radius, with additional healing for the designated ally, and Imperative Firewall, which summons drones to grant bonus health to allies within range, centered on himself and the ally marked with Imperative Patch, and his ultimate that summons Ultron drones to fire Encephalo Rays, damaging enemies or healing allies, a bit like a Moira ult, like an insane beam that just damages and heals at the same time. And for his movement, it seems it will be quite similar to Doctor Strange. His dynamic flight lets him fly quickly in the direction of movement and then enter a free flight mode, so he'll be able to burst in a direction and then for a few seconds sort of hover around like Doctor Strange can, and then his passive allows him to fall slowly, so you can then still use that height advantage to float around. So he won't really be a flying support, but he will still have the capability to fly for a short period of time. And from the abilities alone, it sounds like he'll be a really powerful strategist because he has the ability to deal damage and heal at the same time because his drones are completely automated separate from him. It's like giving your teammate a healing aura with Lunar Snow, except it just continuously actually heals you and teammates in the radius of the player that you've assigned the drone to. So you can assign the drone to your teammate, let it heal around your team while you still pummel people with your Encephalo Ray, dealing damage, maybe getting some off angles. And depending on how much the healing output would be, I think that will end up making him more of a secondary healer. But if these drones have a lot of healing capability, especially across multiple targets, then there's even a chance he becomes a primary healer, but I think that would be way too OP. So hopefully that gives you a clear picture of what Season 2 is going to look like with Ultron. I'm honestly super excited, and it's awesome seeing all of the lore link into it, because I was really wondering how Ultron was going to be a strategist. And before we have a look at the updates on the new upcoming game modes, we just got news that an MCU Winter Soldier skin is in the works. Now, this could be timed with the new Thunderbolts movie dropping at the beginning of May as a little promotion, so they give us this more casual look, or they go with some of the older MCU movies. Honestly, he's had quite a lot of different looks, but they're all pretty similar to each other, so I don't know which skin I'd honestly prefer, so let me know in the comments which one you'd prefer. And one final leak to finish off the video, we got some more updates on the new Capture the Flag mode. It's called Time Stream Raid, and it finally now has icons in the game files. We have the Time Crystal icon, an Egg Zone, and a Foggy Area icon. Now, there's no idea when this mode will be coming. I think it'll be awesome if we do get it in Season 2. And this mode essentially has you capturing these eggs or crystals or something like that and having to take them back to your team's side. And of course, you fight the enemy over possession of these objectives. So it seems that may be coming this season. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on Ultron and Daredevil. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.